we're gonna get into some love below presidential debates. Now, my whole idea behind this was, of course, modeled. Well, I saw the idea, the template from the actual presidential debates. But I just want to know a little bit about if we were to have a country named Love Below Land, and if we were to have a presidential debate, what would our potential leaders have to say about it? Now, in this debate, I am the moderator, and I fashion this debate upon three tenets, if you will. First is going to be, I'm going to go back and forth between the questions. The question content first pertains to the actual American nation, so the U.S. that you live in, that we live in today. So there's going to be different issues that I ask you about. Second question is, well, I will tailor to actual, what in my idea is Love Below Land, which, to dumb it down a little bit, is actually our school. That's our population. Those are things that things that pertain to the school are things that I'm kind of looking forward to and questioning, tailoring my questions to. So it'll be back and forth. So if you're getting confused about anything, definitely don't be like Obama and Romney and all that. It's okay to slip up because we're human here. Okay? Daniel has been amped for like 2 weeks. Quita B has been amped for like 2 weeks. We need more love. Gio just ran. He was afraid of the questions that is about to be asked.
Don't be scared.
But it's okay. So we're going to get started. I got my little sheet. You can see it's a little informal. But you know what? This is Love Below. Sometimes we get down with the get down, So, I asked Daniel this last week, and you weren't here. But question one is, what is your idea about open immigration? So, open immigration, if you do not know, the people that are listening or that's watching on Ustream, and shout out to none of y'all at the time. But this idea that there should be no restriction for people from one country to travel to another. So it's the open immigration. So no cards needed, no documentation needed. We live next to each other. We're next door. I just come through. That's the basic tenet. So what are your ideas? It doesn't have to be, if you're against it, you say, I think there should be some kind of restrictions. If not, they should be able to come and give it a go and say, please.
I believe that they should have the right to go, from
back and forth
between the countries, but at the same time have a crackdown on the illegal activity that could take place. Now, if you're just regular, normal people who come for no malicious reason, yes, but others, there would need to be some type of, sure, come on over, you don't need any, cards, but be restricted in the sense of, yes, you'll get searched all the same as if it was anything else, because we still have to maintain some kind of safety.
Okay. Demo.
I wouldn't say open immigration. There should be some kind of process in which you ask these people, what are you here for? How long do you plan on staying?
Spiritual business, sir.
Yes, business or pleasure. How long do you? No, not that far.
No.
But how long do you plan on being here? What do you plan to accomplish while you're here? Do you want to work? If so, what field are you looking at? Like I said before, I don't want you to think that you can come visit for 20 years on a pleasurable visit and that be acceptable. No, you have to contribute to the economy, to the workforce, and things of that nature if you're going to be here for an extended period of time. But if you want to just visit for 4 years and stimulate my economy by buying stuff, I'm okay with that too.
Okay, go ahead.
But wouldn't they have to do that? They'd have to get some type of income coming to even be a part of the different society, because they may not have that where they come from. And so in order to survive where they are.
Not necessarily. I mean, you have people here that go on, they take a break after college or after high school, whatever, and go backpacking through Europe for a year. So they already have money that they can live off of. It's just a matter of well, I don't want to work, so I'm just going to go live off the land. Nah, boo. I need to know that ahead of time because what land are you living off of? That is owned by somebody,
Okay.
and there has to be some kind of regulation for what you do on other people's territory.
Now, this statement I'm gonna make is the last one before we go to our next question. But if you do not know, presidential candidate Gary Johnson, which is a libertarian and third-party candidate, was saying that yeah, the idea of immigration, it should be a little bit, it should have restrictions, it should have sanctions and stuff like that. But like, if they come, it should be mandatory that they have a work visa. So some kind of documentation for that, and that way taxes and stuff can still be redistributed here, because you have the local thought against immigration being that, well, they come here and they work and then they send money back. Well, that money can still be taxed if they have a work visa type deal. So yes or no, this question I'm asking is yes or no. In your opinion, should death penalties still be used? The death penalty. Yes or no? No particular, you don't have to say why or why not, but yes or no. Should the death penalty still be used in America?
No.
No. No.
Okay. Well, now we're going to transition. So, I took the death penalty as being a criminal policing type of defense issue. So as far as Love Below is concerned, we have the Eagle Alert. In your opinion, is the Eagle Alert, as it is now, an efficient way of notifying people of crimes and putting that awareness out for different issues happening?
I do, but I believe it can be better.
Okay. I'll come back to that.
I believe for what it is purposed for, it does what it's supposed to do. I do not, however, believe that it does all that it could be doing.
Okay. Expand on your point, quickly.
I've heard from numerous people, oh, I didn't get it. Oh, like there's glitches in it. And not to simply say like that's the main problem, but if something serious were to happen, what about those who don't get those messages?
Okay. Cool. Expand on your point.
Well, two things. The first is that the Eagle Alert is for emergency situations only. So that is when there's a life or death situation that students could be a part of. So like the issue with the young lady on Monday whose body was found, we did not get an Eagle Alert for that because it wasn't an immediate danger to any student.
Okay.
So with that being said, it does what it's supposed to do. However, I would like more of a news type situation. Okay, this is going on at the school. It may not immediately affect your life, but it is something that you need to know.
Okay.
It is something that the school should be letting you know rather than you find out through your mom or Facebook or whatever else that may be. And my second point, I kind of forgot, but it was in response to something Quita B said. Can we run that back? Do we have a tape on that?
About how it needs to be better.
Yeah, when you found
basically, some people don't get it. There's glitches.
Yes. Okay. With that, you have the opportunity to make yourself available to that, so you can choose whether or not you give them your cell phone number. The school cannot be held responsible for whether or not your cell phone carrier is a little slower than others.
Yeah.
So with that being said, like there are some things that the school can do, but other than that, there's a lot of things that are not necessarily the responsibility of the institution.
Mhm.
Okay. Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree with both of you guys. That sounds pretty good. Now, in our nation as it stands, we have taxes. At our Love Below land, we have fees.
Mhm.
What if you could propose a fee, not fee, but the fee structure as it stands, would it change? So as a way that our fees are assigned, what they go to, would you change them? Is it something that you would add or propose? How would that process be voted upon? I mean, I know in all actuality we have a board of regents that allow stuff to go, but we're gonna dumb it down a little bit, say that, you know, we're gonna take the Congress of Board of Regents out of the situation or whatever. And we have the fees as they stand now, so all of the fees that we have, transportation, technology, all of that kind of stuff, are the fees that we have now sufficient, first of all? Do they, you know, all the ones we have, is there something we need that isn't there? Is there something that we could take away? These are things that I want you to consider when you consider the structure of your tax plan or your fee plan. So for instance, if I were to suggest anything, I would have a cafeteria plan to where you pay for what you use. Now, there are little glitches in that because there's no true way of monitoring that, but I feel there is with Eagle IDs. What would be something that you would propose as far as the tax structure is concerned? Now, we're going to go take a quick break because I know I just brought that on y'all. And when we come back, we're going to get into your tax redistribution plans and whatnot, structure plans. YouTube Geo coming in the last second. These are the Love Below debates on 91.9 The Buzz. We will be back soon.
That's a good question.
It is.
Also, I got taxes or fees.
Can we get a copy of these?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm not prepared.
I got some I can go with.
I'm going to go to free speech,
Okay.
and should there be limits to free speech, and then I'm going to transition that to the school. So as it stands now, we have a free speech area, which is by the rotunda.
And they have like security officers like protect them.
Yeah, like what mechanisms should stand in place for free speech to stand? Like what type of people? Are there limits to that?
This is unfair.
Some things I may ask you are race relations on the school and Greek non-Greek relations in the school. Are they race relations as they stand and Greek relations as they stand? Are they sufficient, or is there anything that you could do to increase diversity or not? I'm going to ask you about Iraq and Iran. Then I'm going to ask you all about school spirit. That'll tailor it to the school. We talk about foreign policy, so to speak. What are your ideas about people on campus walking around with
Other schools.
school spirit? I'm going to ask y'all some stuff about jobs. I'm not going to tell you exactly what.
On the spot.
I have that.
Nobody's prepared.
Nobody's prepared.
That's tell y'all like the real presidential candidates was like that too. Especially Obama. I just want to go do my. I got an anniversary with my wife. I just want to celebrate that. Y'all got me here doing these debates with this guy. We'll be lying to y'all and flip flopping. So I saw this video. Shout out to who's tuning in. I saw this video though.